What if everything you've been told about angels is a lie? Not gentle guardians with soft wings, but fierce warriors of fire and truth, so dangerous the Vatican hid their story for centuries. Tonight, we uncover a secret that could shake the foundations of faith itself. Stay with us. This truth burns brighter than heaven. Imagine a world where angels don't sing lullabies or guard children in paintings. They roar like thunder, their eyes blaze like lightning, and their presence shakes the earth. These aren't the angels of stained glass or Christmas cards. These are the angels of ancient texts, beings of raw power, rebellion, and forbidden knowledge. The Vatican has spent centuries reshaping their story, painting them as obedient messengers to fit a tidy narrative. But the truth is far wilder, far more dangerous. This is the story of angels who defied systems, taught humanity secrets, and paid a price for it. A story the Church buried because it threatens everything they've built. Let's pull back the veil and see what they didn't want you to know. The angels. They don't want you to see what if angels weren't here to comfort us, but to challenge us. What if they were never meant to obey the rules of priests or kings? In the oldest scriptures, angels aren't the gentle figures we imagine. They're terrifying. When they appear, people don't kneel in awe, they collapse in fear. In Ezekiel's vision, angels are living creatures with four faces: a human, a lion, an ox, and an eagle. Their wings are covered in eyes, and they move with wheels within wheels, glowing with fire. They don't walk, they glide, defying gravity, their presence a storm of light and sound. In the book of Daniel, an angel appears with a face like lightning and a voice like a roaring crowd. The prophet collapses, overwhelmed, barely able to speak. These beings aren't here to soothe. They're here to disrupt, to deliver truths so heavy they break the world apart. These angels don't fit the Church's story. The Vatican painted them as calm, obedient, always on God's side. But ancient texts tell a different tale. Angels don't always follow orders. Sometimes they question. Sometimes they rebel, not out of pride, but out of compassion. They see humanity struggling and choose to act, even when it means defying heaven itself. This isn't the story of fallen demons. It's the story of angels who cared too much, who dared to share secrets meant only for the divine, and for that, they were silenced. The Watchers. Angels who broke the rules. What if angels fell in love with humans? What if they gave us knowledge that changed everything and paid a terrible price? Long before the Bible as we know it, there was a book called Enoch. It tells of the Watchers, angels sent to observe humanity without interfering, but they couldn't stay distant. They saw the beauty of human women and fell in love. They descended, took wives and sired children, the Nephilim, giants of immense strength and strange power. But that wasn't all. The Watchers shared heaven's secrets: how to forge metal, track the stars, heal with herbs, and wield magic. They gave humanity the tools to build civilization: astronomy, language, medicine, and more. At first it seemed like a gift. Humans weren't just surviving, they were thriving, evolving faster than ever. But with knowledge came consequences. Weapons sparked wars, magic bred deception, beauty fueled vanity. The Nephilim, born of angels and humans, ravaged the earth with their hunger and strength. Heaven saw chaos where there should have been order. The Almighty sent a flood to wipe it all away, destroying the Nephilim and binding the Watchers beneath mountains, their voices silenced forever. Why was this story buried? Because it shows angels acting on their own, defying divine rules not for evil but for love. They weren't villains, they were teachers. Their gifts pushed humanity forward, but the Church called it corruption. The Book of Enoch was banned, labeled heresy, erased from the Bible. Copies survived only in Ethiopia, hidden in ancient monasteries. Why hide a story this powerful? Because it asks dangerous questions. Was it wrong to teach us? Was it wrong to love us? Or was it wrong to punish those who tried to help? The Church's fear. Angels beyond control. What if the Vatican's greatest fear isn't the devil, but angels who don it need priests to speak to us? The Church built its power as the bridge between heaven and earth. Priests, bishops, and popes became the gatekeepers of divine truth. Want forgiveness? Go to confession. Want guidance? trust the sermon. But angels don't follow those rules. They don't wait for Sunday Mass or church approval. They appear to shepherds in fields, to children in visions, to mystics in dreams. Their messages bypass rituals and robes, speaking directly to the soul. And that's what terrifies the Vatican. In ancient stories, angels challenge systems. An angel stops Abraham from sacrificing his son, defying a tradition older than Judaism. Another speaks to Balaam's donkey before any prophet, proving divine truth doesn't need human authority. These acts aren't obedience, they're rebellion against a corrupt order. Angels don't serve institutions, they serve truth. And when truth speaks, it threatens power. If angels can guide us without the church, what's the point of the church? If divine messengers question doctrine, who do you trust? The edited scriptures or the beings who were there from the start? The Vatican didn't just hide these stories, they rewrote them. Angels became soft, silent, obedient. The fire in their eyes was dimmed, their thunderous voices muted. The church needed heaven to look organized, controllable. But angels were never meant to be tamed. They're messengers, not servants, carrying truths that shake empires and wake souls. That's why the Book of Enoch was locked away, why mystics were silenced, why visions were dismissed. Not because they were lies, but because they were too free. The language of angels, a forbidden code. What if angels left us a language, a code to unlock hidden truths? And what if speaking it could change reality itself? In the 16th century, two men, John Dee and Edward Kelly, claimed angels taught them a language called Enochian. It wasn't just words. It had an alphabet, grammar, and syntax unlike any known tongue. They said it was a gift from angels to prepare humanity for a coming transformation. Speaking Enochian wasn't just communication, it was power. They believed its words could shift reality, open gates to hidden realms, and connect us to the divine. The church was terrified. A language from angels, outside their control. That was unthinkable. Enochian survived in secret, scribbled in grimoires, whispered in occult circles, etched into cathedral symbols. Some say it's a map to lost knowledge. Others call it a spiritual technology, activating something deep within us. Mystics claim Enochian words come to them in dreams, as if they've always known them. Researchers dismiss it as fantasy. But why do similar patterns appear in ancient scripts from Sumer, Egypt, and India? What if Enochian isn't an invention, but a remnant of a time when angels spoke directly to us, when the veil between worlds was thin? The Church's suspicion of angelic languages isn't about doubt, it's about control. If you can speak to heaven without a priest, what happens to their authority? If words can unlock divine power, what happens to the rituals that keep people in line? The Vatican didn't ban Enochian because it was false. They banned it because it worked too well. The angel of the last days. A reckoning. What if an angel is coming, not to save us, but to tear down everything built on lies? In forgotten apocalyptic texts, there's an angel no one talks about, the angel of the last days. He doesn't bring hope or comfort, he brings endings. His wings stretch across horizons, his voice splits mountains, his light blinds all who see. He's not here to fight demons or save the faithful. He's here to destroy systems that betray truth. Temples filled with gold but empty of spirit. Leaders who preach purity while hiding corruption. They call him the cleanser of altars, the breaker of seals. He walks through cathedrals to reveal what's hidden, to unmask those who stand between humanity and the divine. This angel terrifies the powerful because he doesn't serve thrones or institutions. He serves truth. In visions, he arrives when lies have grown too heavy, when faith is traded for money, when questions are silenced with fear. He doesn't punish the faithful. He frees them, shattering the chains of systems that keep them small. But those who twist the divine for power, they face his fire. Mystics say he's already here, not as a figure but as a force. A fire in the hearts of those tired of lies, those who feel something sacred has been stolen. Why was this angel's story buried? Because he doesn't protect the powerful. He exposes them. His trumpet doesn't sing praises. It declares the end of illusions. And when he moves, nothing false can stand. Angels as rebels, a threat to power. What if angels aren't here to keep us in line but to set us free? What if their rebellion is our salvation? Angels don't preach obedience. They spark rebellion, not against God, but against systems that twist faith into control. In ancient texts, they challenge kings, priests, and traditions. Gabriel tells Mary she'll carry the divine, breaking every rule of her world. An angel guides Joseph to defy societal norms, choosing love over law. Over and over, angels push people to trust the light within, not the rules imposed by others. This isn't blind faith, it's courage. The church teaches obedience as the highest virtue, but angels don't. They deliver truths that disrupt, that wake people from complacency. That's why they're feared. A true angel doesn't make you obedient, it makes you free. And freedom threatens those who rely on control. The Vatican built its empire as the middleman between heaven and earth. But angels don't need middlemen. They speak to anyone. Shepherds, children, dreamers. Their messages don't come through pulpits or rituals. They come in fire, in dreams, in moments of raw truth. Think of Joan of Arc, guided by angels to lead an army. Or the children of Fatima, warned by a sword-wielding angel. Their visions didn't align with church doctrine, so they were silenced or punished. The fear isn't that angels exist, it's that people might listen. Because when you hear an angel's truth, you stop needing permission to seek the divine. The hierarchy crumbles, the gatekeepers lose their power. The return of the Watchers. What if the Watchers are coming back, not to destroy, but to remind us of what we've forgotten? The Book of Enoch speaks of the Watchers, angels who broke heaven's rules to teach humanity. They gave us the spark of civilization, metal, stars, healing, but were punished for it. Their story was erased, their names branded as traitors. But what if they're not gone? Across the world, people see strange lights in the sky, hear voices in dreams, wake with knowledge they never studied. Scientists find patterns in nature that feel like messages. Mathematicians uncover codes in the universe. Mystics say the veil is thinning, that something ancient is waking. What if the Watchers are returning, not to the Vatican, not to cathedrals, but to the quiet ones, the seekers, the dreamers? They won't ask permission or follow doctrine. They'll speak of forgotten histories, buried truths, powers we still carry within. Their return could unravel the stories we've been told, about God, heaven, and what it means to be human. The church fears this because it can't control it. If the Watchers speak again, we might remember who we were before the world forgot. A truth that burns. The angels are still here waiting for you to listen. Will you hear their truth or stay in the shadows of lies? Angels were never meant to fit in stained glass or follow human rules. They're not here to comfort or obey. They're here to wake us up. Their fire burns through illusions. Their voices shatter control. The Vatican hid their story, not because it was false, but because it was too real. The Book of Enoch, the Watchers, the angel of the last days, they all point to a truth the church couldn't contain. The divine doesn't need a middleman. It's in the wind, the dreams, the silence of your soul. Every time we heal a wound, track a star, or shape metal, we touch the Watchers' gifts. Every time we question what we're told, we echo their rebellion. The truth they carried never died. It's in us, waiting to be remembered. The angels aren't coming to save us, they're coming to remind us we've always had the power to save ourselves. So watch the skies, listen to your dreams, feel the fire stirring within. The angels are speaking, and their truth is louder than any cathedral. Will you listen, or will you let the silence win? Share your thoughts below, and let's keep chasing the light that burns brighter than heaven itself.